Hi everyone, this is Group 9 and today we will presenting about Piaget stages of cognitive development. This is our group member, Hazwina Fisa, Nur Shazrin, Izan Izati and Nur Afifa. In this slide, we will give you an introduction and then we will talk about the sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. According to Jean Piaget theory of cognitive development, children's intelligence evolves with age. A kid's cognitive growth involves more than just knowledge acquisition. The youngster also needs to create or develop a mental model of the world. Children move through 4 different stages of learning, and the theory focuses on how children acquire knowledge and the nature of intelligence.
So the first stage is sensory motor period. What is sensory motor period? It is a stage from where the baby being born until they are 2 years old. It is dominated by motor and sensory activities like hearing, touching, smelling, seeing and tasting. It is object permanence, and the baby realizes that their actions can cause things to happen in the world around them. So we have done an experiment about sensory motor period. A 2-year-old girl is asked to write some alphabet on her own to see whether she knows how to write them or not. The experiment then continued with a 9-year-old girl demonstrates how to write the alphabets to the little girl to see if she can do it. Now, let's watch the video.
Sima, tulis huruf A. Tahu tak huruf A?
Huruf A macam ni.
Ima, tulis huruf C.
C macam mana? C macam ni.
The 2-year-old girl cannot write the alphabets by herself because she cannot remember the alphabets yet. After observing how the older girl writes, she does the same thing and manages to write the alphabets. Pre-operational period. It occurred to children between 2 to 6 or 7 years to adulthood. These young children are able to think about things symbolically. They also grow in memory and imagination, but their thinking is still limited, and their language use become more mature. In this pre-operational period, we took some colored pencil with the same length and put it in 2 equal rows. We asked the kid whether the lines are both the same or not. Then, we distanced the pencil on one line and the other remained the same. We asked him whether the line is still the same. The child needs to identify the difference between both lines. Let's see the experiment.
Fias, ni kira berapa banyak?
1,
Ni
2, 3,
4.
4.
Ni sama tak? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sama kan? Sama ni sama banyak dengan ni? Kalau akak jalankan sini, sama banyak tak? Mana lagi banyak?
Nani.
Ni lagi banyak.
In the experiment, first, he said the 2 lines of pencils are the same. Then, he said the distance line has more pencils than the other line. It shows that their memory and imagination is still limited.
So let's move on to concrete operations period. Now in this period, the children involved are 7 years old to 11 or 12 years old, and usually they can already think logically about concrete events. Time, space and quantity are understood and can be applied by them, and children also start to think about what other people might think and feel, which helps them become less egocentric and makes them more sympathetic towards others around them. And certain characteristics never change despite the changes in appearance. So the experiment that we decided to do is the experiment of between 2 glasses of water. Now, because they already understood time, space and quantity, this experiment can show us the evidence. So the first thing we'll do is we took 2 glasses of water with the same volume and asked the child to identify whether the volume is the same. And then we took a new, taller, slimmer glass and poured the water from one of the previous glass into the new glass. The child then needs to identify whether or not the volume of the water changes.
Okay. Is the volume here and here the same?
Yes.
Okay. If I pour this in here, is the volume still the same?
No.
Why?
Wait, it is.
Why?
Because this cup is bigger and this cup is smaller.
That's why it looks fuller. Okay, thank you.
In that video, we can see that the child said the volume of water is not the same at first, but then he took a second to think, and then he changed the answer after giving a second thought. It shows that he can think logically about concrete events. He said that the water is still the same even though the glass is slimmer and it looks like the volume is taller, but the volume is still the same.
Formal operational period. Formal operational period is for people who are 11 to or 12 years to adulthood. They are able to make use of logical principles in solving problems involving the physical world. They also can characterize by the ability to formulate hypotheses and gain the ability to think in an abstract manner. For formal operational period, we're going to do some experiments. So in this experiment, with age range from 11 years old to adulthood, we have chosen Dell, which she is 18 years old. So we asked her two different problem solving questions for her to give an answer for each question with analytical reason equal to her age.
How old are you?
I'm 18 years old this year.
Alright, I'm gonna ask you some question. Okay, the first one would be what will happen if you don't have thumb?
First of all, we cannot pick up stuff. We cannot carry anything, and also we will have trouble to access in thumbprint, meaning like if in any country you don't have any identity without thumbprint.
Alright. Okay, the second question is what will happen if women stop produce children?
The human race will extinct and there will be no more human in this earth.
Alright, thank you.
So Dell answered the first question given by saying that if we do not have thumb, we cannot hold things properly and we will have trouble to have access in identity to go to any country. The second question asking about what will happen if women stop producing children, and she answered by saying that human will extinct and there will be no more human in this world. The answer that she has given shows that she can give logical reason and think abstractly in solving problems according to her age.
That's all from us. Thank you.